Hey everybody, today I'm going to bring you a quick tutorial on making a circular saw guide for those of you using your circular saws to break down sheet goods, especially those of you without table saws. So firstly, we're going to need some sort of thick 3/4 or so inch plywood, as well as a thinner plywood, 1/2 inch or even Luan. It's going to need to be a little wider and make them about the same length. You're also going to want a staple gun, or if you would prefer, you can just use a drill and some screws to attach this. Either method works perfectly well. And then if you so choose, you can use some glue on this if you want it to last a little bit longer, but it is by no means necessary. And of course, you're going to need a circular saw. This method only works for one circular saw. So if you have multiple kinds, choose which one you're going to be using most. So to start with, we're going to take our thicker piece and you're going to determine which side is the straightest. If you have a factory edge, that is preferable. That's going to be facing towards the inside. Your non-factory edge or less straight side is going to be on the outside. So first thing we're going to do, if you're using glue, go ahead and add some glue on there. It doesn't have to be a great glue joint. You're going to flip this over and then line it up in the corner. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. You're not going to be referencing off this far edge, so get it as flush as you can, but it does not have to be perfect at all. Again, feel free to use screws and a drill for this, but staples work fantastic, very quick. And initial assembly is done. After that, you're going to want to put it on the side of your table or workbench. And you are going to clamp it down and run your saw along this full thing. It's very important that you keep the saw running against the edge that you have made here. You've made yourself a little fence, essentially. You're going to run along that fence the full length of the guide. This is going to create a edge that is the perfect width from the edge of your saw plate, the bottom of it, to the blade. Also worth noting that if you change the blade, this is going to be different, and you would have to make a different guide. Real quick, let me just show you this other method with screws. I'm going to be doing this on a 4-foot section, which is really much more practical, and I would recommend having just one of these since most of the time you will be cross-cutting the plywood instead of cutting full 8-foot lengths of it. The 8-foot is great to have around, but this is going to be much more of an everyday use sort of thing, especially if you don't have that table saw. But make sure you're using some 3/4 inch or less screws so it doesn't go through your plywood. And then just like before, you can either clamp down or hold down this piece and cut it all the way through. Okay guys, thanks for watching my quick saw guide video. If you want to see these in action, go and check out my how to build rehearsal cubes. You'll see me rip down a full sheet of plywood. But till next time, do me a favor, have yourself a super day.